into the port city of Gdansk on September 1st, 1939, Poland on its own took the first blows from the mighty German war machine. The nation fought valiantly while awaiting Britain's and France's promised intervention, which never came. Putting up a heroic defense in the face of overwhelming technological, tactical, and numerical superiority, the armies of Poland capitulated only after the Soviets, who had days earlier signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact with Germany, including a secret clause allowing for the joint division of Poland, attacked the rear of the Polish forces from the east. Unable to fight a two-front war with an army not yet regrouped from the retreat eastward, and seeing no sign of the help promised by the French and the English, much of the Polish army surrendered to the Germans and Soviets. However, the Polish government never formally surrendered. The numbers of human casualties and material losses during the Polish campaign, on both German and Polish sides, are staggering. Given these numbers, it is astounding how the battle for Poland is routinely dismissed as inconsequential, merely the precursor to the real war in Europe. As recently as 1989, the Atlas of the Second World War's opening sentence regarding the Polish campaign reads, "The Polish campaign was the shortest and most decisive German aggression of World War II." This is true only if one considers the German victories over all other Western European mainland nations combined as a single campaign, and if one discounts the fact the Germans occupied just over half of Poland in 1939, while the Soviets occupied eastern Poland. Taken individually, every other nation in Western mainland Europe, including France, fell faster than Poland. Also, in order to conclude that the defeat of Poland was the most decisive action of the war, one must discount the fact that during the Battle for France, the Wehrmacht defeated the entire French army as well as the British Expeditionary Force, BEF, some 300,000 men strong. The French army in 1940 numbered 94 divisions and outnumbered German tanks 3,000 to 2,500. And some 1.9 million French soldiers were taken prisoner, nearly twice the total Polish fighting force of 1939. In yet another example of a German action that was faster and more decisive than the fall of Poland, the German invasion of the Soviet Union, codenamed Barbarossa, which began on June 22, 1941, had reached Minsk by July 22nd. In the period of 1 month, the Germans overran Soviet territory that dwarfed that of Poland in terms of area. Despite its defeat, Poland fought on. Those not killed or captured, though cut off from the rest of the world, began almost immediately to form an army under the noses of their German and Soviet occupiers, called the Home Army, Armia Krajova, or AK, by far the largest underground resistance force in the war. This secret army was unknown to most of the rest of the world, but it continued the fight in Poland. Much of the Polish army, air force, and navy escaped and reformed abroad to fight again, in France, North Africa, in the skies over Britain, the Netherlands, and some who did not escape, but found themselves as Soviet prisoners, would ultimately fight all the way into the heart of the German fatherland. The most victorious fighter squadron of the Battle of Britain, 303 Kosciuszko Polish Fighter Squadron, 303 Dywizjon Myśliwski-Forsowski im Tadeusz Kościuszko, was Polish, and Poles comprised nearly 20% of the RAF. The Polish Second Corps took the most strategic objective in the Italian campaign, and a Polish armored division put the cork in the Falaise bottleneck during the Allied breakout of Normandy. When Hitler invaded the Soviet Union, the imprisoned Polish army and thousands of deported Polish civilians, at least those who survived their imprisonment, formed an army on Russian soil.